What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and it's Fresh Build Friday. That's right, it's that time of the week again where we get you ready for the weekend with a brand new coil build. So this one comes highly requested from you guys out there from my Nudge RDA review. You wanted to see how I build it in Wicket. Well, it's Fresh Build Friday. This is where we do build videos. So today we're going to be doing just that. And I think I'm ready to go here. I've got the Nudge RDA all set. Let's go ahead and grab our mod, our wick, our wire, our addy, our tools, all that good stuff. Let's go down to the close-up view and build it up. Alright guys, so today we're going to be building on the Nudge RDA because a lot of you guys wanted to see how I put my coils in this thing on the review video. So hey, here's a build video on it. But today we're going to be using some of this stuff right here. This is the pre-made fused Clapton wire by Coilology. And I'm just doing this because I really just want to take a little bit of a break. I don't want to go in too much detail. This is more about the technique more than anything else, instead of me spending time building coils. And honestly, if I was going to build some coils for this thing, I'd probably do it with fused Claptons anyways. So here we go. We have our wire. It's just regular. This is 28 gauge and 36 gauge, so should be pretty good. We're going to do probably 6 wrap coils and hopefully get it down to about the 0.2-ish mark, I guess. More for flavor than clouds with this one here. That's kind of what we're shooting for today. But I absolutely love this Coilology wire. I really cannot get enough of this stuff because it just makes my life so much easier when especially when I'm testing devices. You know, I test out a lot of devices for reviews, and with this stuff here I can test it out with a good flavor wire like fused Clapton or frame staple or whatever, and I don't have to spend all the time building it. And it's actually really good quality stuff too. I've broken apart all these different types of wires that they offer, and they actually are what they say they are, instead of, you know, some of the brands out there totally lie and totally go against what you think should be on the inside. Like they use flat stock instead of ribbon wire, and that's just really annoying. But these guys are really honest and good for, you know, doing the right type of wire for what the type of coil requires. Anyways, we've got one coil all set here. So you have to have your leads facing opposite directions, and you don't want too much excess wire with these ones here, just because it tends to get in the way. So we're just going to trim off most of our excess before we even attempt to install. And I'm just going to spin up one more of these coils here. And you kind of have to do it in a way that makes the coil almost hang down a little bit. You know, if you want to have it right in front of that airflow. I've built it before with the airflow getting underneath the coil, and that tended to make it really whistle. So I kind of want to avoid that with this one here. So we're going to be doing it a little bit differently than I had it set up before, but I think it should be just fine. So we're just tightening up our last little bit of this one here. We should be good to go. Not too much excess wire there, which is perfect. My measuring skills, you know, are impeccable. So there we go. So one thing I like to do before I start my install on this one is just kind of grab whatever coil is going towards the far lead here and just kind of give it a 90-degree bend. That is going to help us in the long run there. So your coil should kind of look like that. And I'll explain better in just a second here once we start our install. So first thing you're going to do is basically just place the coil in line and just try to loop everything around in the direction that it's supposed to be facing here. So you want everything to basically just kind of slot into place. You don't want to force anything or space that coil out too much. It's kind of hard to do it all at once because it doesn't want to, you know. It doesn't want to find the right spot there. So we're just going to try to convince it here. And that's why I'm saying we should put the little bend on there to grab this part and lead it into the right spot. You might have to actually get your screwdriver and kind of nudge the far part of the coil there down a little bit to slide in. There we go. We just got it into that slot there, just like that. And I'm going to leave the bit in for right now. I know this is going to be really difficult to see on camera, but this is what is necessary for this one here. So there we go. We're going to tighten that part down. Boom, just like that. We have one of our coils ready to go. and you can adjust it slightly up or down if you want to. It's right now sitting right in front of that airflow, which is what I want, so we're just going to leave it right there, and we're probably going to end up tightening it up a little bit when we do our firing, so that should be all set there. And now we're going to start on the next coil. So basically the same thing for this one here, except honestly it's probably easier if you do it from the opposite side. Like I just swiveled this thing around 180 degrees because now you're basically doing the exact same thing. So we're just going to make sure that one's nice and loosened up. There we go. This one should just kind of find its right spot just like that. Okay. And let's see. Let's put our bit back through here. Yep, we got the clearance that we're looking for. We're going to hold on to this part here and tighten this one down. And that's basically the install. I mean, that's pretty much it. So again, just kind of get the positioning where you want it, and we'll do all the fixing up when it comes time to heat up these coils here. But for now, let's just go ahead and clean up this excess wire here. That's one of the easiest jobs with this one. You just kind of snip them right at the edges. You don't really have to worry too much about it because your other coil's not in the way while you do this whole process here. So just kind of snip off all that excess wire. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the ohm reader real quick and fire up these coils. And they're coming in right at 0.24, which is right about where I want them to be. They're dropping a little bit. They're probably going to fluctuate for a few seconds here while I heat them up. And just when we get them tightened up and everything, they tend to jump around a little bit here. But pretty close to where I was shooting for with this one. Kind of want around the 0.2 ohm range. Just working out all the hot spots, doing the normal pinch and pulse technique. And we're looking pretty good already. I can already tell you the flavor is going to be fantastic on these. I don't know. I'm just feeling it, guys. And I hope you're all ready for Christmas, for those of you that celebrate it out there. I know it's an exciting time coming up in a couple of days. Hope everyone's got their stockings ready to go for Santa to fill up with lots of cool vape toys for you. What's on your Christmas list? What do you guys want to get for Christmas? I mean, is it vape stuff, or you want, like, you know, an Xbox One or PS4 or something like that? I mean, personally, I don't know. I really don't need anything. That's the thing. It's like, I don't know, maybe a macro lens. I feel like you guys would appreciate that if I got a good old macro lens. That way I could give you the real good close-ups. So, speaking of close-ups, let's show you guys what these came out like here. Just give it a quick little pulse. I think we're in pretty darn good shape. They're firing up pretty evenly. Maybe a few more tweaks here and there, and but otherwise I think we're ready to wick this thing. Alright guys, so it is built and wicked and ready to vape, so there's really nothing special as far as the wicking process with this one, other than the fact that I used a little bit less cotton and I just kind of thinned it out a little bit more, so there's not too much cotton going on in this build deck right now. However, when I squonk it, it instantly saturates those coils, so them sitting that low is actually a good thing. So let's go ahead and test it out and see some vapor production here. This is just the Nudge box mod. And I will say, there's not a whole hell of a lot of vapor coming off of it, but it seems to me like a pretty angry coil, so it should be really, really good for flavor. And I'll just give you one more shot here, and then we'll go back to the main screen. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the build section of the video. Now let's talk about these coils that we just put in this Nudge RDA here, and the final resistance did come out a bit higher than anticipated. I was shooting for around the 0.2 mark, and it came out to 0.27, but that's no big deal, honestly. For a flavor build, that is totally fine in my book, but yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you can change the core wires to 26 and drop that resistance down a little bit more, just to get a little bit more on the cloud side of things. But let's go ahead and go over the categories, starting with the heat. The heat factor on this one is just right. It is really spot on. I'm rocking this thing wide open airflow wise, and it's giving me that nice warm dense vapor that I was looking for, and it's giving me tons of flavor as well. So it's a good combination of heat, density, and flavor all in one. So my second category, as always, is the ramp up and ramp down time. The ramp up time is a little bit longer, on the 3/4 of a second to a full second ramp up. If you purge a little bit through the RDA first before you take your inhale, then it speeds up that time, obviously. But with that, you're drying out those coils and you can't take as many puffs in a row. So let's go ahead and take a rip off this thing and we'll check out the ramp down time. So the ramp down time is pretty quick. Right at the 3-second mark, it is cutting off completely, and I have no sizzle whatsoever after that. I definitely attribute that to the slightly higher resistance. You know, it's not getting as hot, therefore the coils cool down a lot quicker. So for my third category, which is the difficulty of this build, this is not the easiest RDA to build in the world. In fact, it's a little bit tricky, but I will tell you this, it's definitely worth your time, effort, and patience once you get it all built up and wicked and ready to go, ready to vape. I really feel like it is worth it just for the flavor that you get off of this one. It is definitely an experience to behold. And for my fourth and final category, which is the flavor on this build, today I'm vaping some of my own liquid Blaz Mango, and it is absolutely hitting the spot for me personally. I really love the combination of flavors in this one, and everything just kind of is enhanced by this RDA. I swear this is one of the better flavor RDAs I've ever used, and you do get quite the good cloud out of it as well. So I'm pretty impressed by the performance overall with this sort of setup here, and I'm definitely going to be rocking these coils in here for a very long time. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Big shout out to you guys on the notification squad for getting here early. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts all about the Nudge RDA, or any tips or tricks or anything else you want to discuss down there. Also, make sure you check out the description of this video. That's where you're going to find the advocacy and my social media links. The Daily Vape TV Cloud Crew Facebook group is up now, guys, so make sure you check that out. The link right down there below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy holidays, and as always, vape on.